Come on, capture the game. There we go. Let's, start, what is this? Episode 4. Turnabout Beginnings. The girl. Let her go. Shut up. Come closer, and I'll kill her. Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. Bang. I'm reading through the file of an old court case. It was the first case of my longtime mentor, Mia Fey. Fugitive data. Picture. Data 1. Name, Terry Flawless. Charge, kidnapping, murder. Sentence, death penalty. After escaping, Flawless met with and then murdered Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, recaptured Eagle Mountain about 8 hours after his escape. Her very first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. That was a whole year before Mia and I ever met. Six years earlier, Mia Fey, first trial. Ooh. Sorry. Oh, I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm going to die. I never should have accepted this case. Eek! Ah, good morning. Don't be so jumpy, Mia. I didn't do nothing. I swear, I didn't kill nobody. Terry Flawless, my first client. Sentenced to death 5 years ago, and now a prison escapee. Just relax, Mia. Make small talk and try and relax him. So why did you escape anyway? Oh yeah, eek. I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie. I didn't escape from nowhere. But Mr. Flawless, the police just recaptured you 2 days ago. Oh, sorry, I told a little lie. Oh boy. But anyway, I didn't do it. I never killed nobody. I'm sorry for asking, but you're on death row, right? Eek, I'm really sorry. They sentenced me to die 5 years ago. But I was tricked, I tell you. That woman, she lied in her testimony. That's why I got the death penalty. I swear it, I didn't kill her. I never could do that. I could never do that. 2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when it crashed. Then about 8 hours later, a policewoman was murdered before the police could recapture him. The police believe that Terry Flawless did it. After you escaped, didn't you meet a policewoman? Yeah, I did. She's the reason I escaped. So that much is true. He did meet with the victim. I didn't kill her. She was alive when I left. She was alive. It's true. I can trust him, right? I mean, I should. Ha. It's Goda. You're not going to figure out the truth by just staring at the guy. Why are you here? I came to see how our little kitten was doing all alone in the big scary lion's den. I thought maybe you'd like someone to play with. Where is Mr. Grosvenor? That old man is probably still in bed. I bet he's clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep. Aren't I good enough? After all, it's me, Diego Armando. I didn't say... So, Diego Armando, the finest attorney at Grossberg Law Offices is here for me? No, no, no. You've got it all wrong. Today, you're the finest. After all, it took an amazing amount of guts to take this case. Imagine. An escaped death row convict for a first client. Yeah, thanks. I sure wish I could get out of it though. Ha, relax. I just heard some good news. Prosecutor for today is fresh out of his diapers as well. Really? However, unlike a certain somebody who I won't mention, he's earned the reputation as a genius since beginning his law career. Genius? Well, it's about time to head in, kitten. Sharpen those claws of yours, it's go time. Solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. And that's what my client ran away from. Every other lawyer gave up on him, but not me. When I saw those overflowing eyes and heard that simple childlike voice, I just had the feeling that he was telling the truth. Oh hey, it's Edgeworth, and young judge. I'm assuming it's a different judge since I don't think his hair would have become totally gray in 6 years, but maybe I'm wrong. First of all, losing a bunch of his hair and then it becoming totally gray. Court is now in session for the trial of Terry Fallis. Also, I think I saw him in that one case, in the opposite courtroom. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. I understand the lawyers for both sides are newcomers? Yes, Your Honor. I'm Mia Fey. Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. So you're the new prosecutor everyone is talking about, eh? They say you joined the prosecutor's office at quite an early age. At 20, Your Honor. I guess our little kitten hasn't earned herself much of a reputation yet, huh? Come on, Mia. You can't lose. Not to someone younger than you. Young people running a trial... I'm not too sure how I feel about that. Now then, the defendant in this case is currently a felon on death row. 2 days ago, he escaped from a police wagon, is that correct? Precisely. But the defendant is not on trial for escaping prison. On the day that the defendant escaped, a policewoman was murdered. So we're here to determine if Mr. Fallis was responsible for her death? You got it, kitten. Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement. Yes, Your Honor, it was 5 years ago. The defendant, Terry Fallis, was sentenced to death in this very court. His crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder. The girl he threw off the bridge was only 14 years old. A truly horrible crime. I remember it well. There was no decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted. Correct. But in the end, what finally decided the case was a certain witness's testimony. A witness's testimony. An updated autopsy report. The testimony of Detective Valerie Hawthorne, the person who confronted this criminal. She arrested Mr. Fallis at the scene and later testified against him. She said she witnessed Mr. Fallis throw his young victim into the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in it are never recovered. So Miss Hawthorne's testimony was the one that put him away. That policewoman you just mentioned, that wouldn't be exactly the victim, the same woman that was killed 2 days ago. Police Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. Aha, I see. The man who was sentenced to death based on her testimony escaped 2 days ago. With only one thing on his mind, to take revenge against the woman who convicted him. Aha, the truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? Yes, yes. It's quite obvious that the defendant is guilty. Wait a minute, that's not right. At least hear the case before you decide on the outcome, Your Honor. Watch yourself, Miss Fay. I'm not sure I care for your word choice or your tone of voice. Young people these days simply don't know how to respect their elders. Why, you're even younger than me, you hypocrite. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness. I called the detective who was in charge of the initial investigation of this case. Young Gumshoe? Witness, state your name and occupation. Gumshoe, Dick Gumshoe. I'm the homicide detective in charge of the case, sir. I finally got promoted to the detective division half a year ago. I don't believe anyone asked you about that. Hey, ma'am, you got any idea how much work it takes? What is it? You're really gorgeous. Excuse me? No, seriously, my heart, it's aching for you. Detective, pull yourself together and try to be professional. Otherwise, I'll write you up in contempt so quick that something other than your heart will ache. Okay, I got it. Now, detective, tell us about the incident. Yes, sir, right away. The victim was Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, a veteran on the police force. She was stabbed in the back with a knife and died from excessive blood loss. That much is already stated in the autopsy report. Oh yeah, I should check the autopsy report. Stabbed with a knife in the back, died from blood loss between 4 and 5 p.m. That doesn't help. Hotshot lawyer, my senior and rival at the office, a bit smug. So he's 33 years old now. Dubbed a genius, as soon as he started as a prosecutor. Today is his court debut. Homicide detective in charge, still new to his position. The court would like to hear more details about the incident itself. Yes, sir. I got you. Okay, let's take a look at this aerial map of the area here. This is a sketch of Dusky Bridge, an old suspension bridge. And the river that runs under there is Eagle River. The victim and the defendant met there on top of the bridge. After stabbing her in the back, the killer carried the victim back to his car. What? He was recaptured at a police checkpoint as he was trying to make his getaway, sir. Why wouldn't he just drop it in the river? Why would he bring it with him? Already sounds weird. I see. Bridge located 40 feet above Eagle River. Was the victim's blood found on the bridge? The victim, Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, was wearing a thick coat, sir. Unfortunately, no traces of blood were found on the bridge. So that means it could have not been on the bridge. Mr. Edgeworth, I warn you that I absolutely despise conjecture. If there was no blood on the bridge, then you have no proof that they even met there. Your Honor. If you would listen to the testimony we have prepared, I am sure you'll be convinced. The two of them most certainly did meet on the bridge that day. Why, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm not sure I like you wagging your finger at me as though I were some hoser. Detective, proceed with your testimony. Yes, sir. Here we go, Mia. Hang on. Okay, now listen carefully, kitten. One little mistake, and this guy will drink you for morning tea. Trust me, and get ready. On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time and met with Mr. Follis. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir. The criminal stuffed her body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Follis was arrested at a police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain. Well, you certainly have established an importance of the bridge. The importance of the bridge. Naturally. Now, would the defense please hurry up and proceed with the cross-examination? Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination. Coming right up. Hey, settle down there, kitten. If you keep trembling like that, you're gonna make me spill my coffee. I'm not trembling. It's just cold in here. The courtroom can be a cold battlefield, alright. Especially for a beginner. I don't need you to worry about me. I mean the defendant, the witness, everyone's a beginner in here. Huh. You got me there. Maybe you should keep your claws out and show them what you've got, kitten. It's okay, Mia. Stay calm. Just remember those court procedure videos you stayed up all last night watching. Who was this unknown person? This unknown person, you have no idea who it might be, right? Sorry, but I'm afraid I do. What? The one who called Sergeant Hawthorne was the defendant, Terry Follis. What? The defendant? The defendant called her? Sergeant Hawthorne was a very thorough person, sir. He left a note about her phone call with Mr. Follis. A note? Yeah, a top-secret memo that she left in her desk. Confidential police materials written by the victim. Follis at 4:30 p.m. at that bridge. Wear white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. According to this note, it seems the one who called her to the bridge was indeed the defendant, Terry Follis. Whose bright idea was it to keep that note from me? It looks like the judge is even more sure of his verdict now. Listen up. Never ask a question if you don't already know the answer. It's that detective's fault. He's the one that said unknown person. Hey now, don't make that face at me. I just said it was 'cause the prosecutor told me to. That way 'cause the prosecutor told me to. Was that a trap? That cute face, I didn't expect him to be so sneaky. A bridge up in the mountains? But why meet there? Because it is a very important place to the defendant, that's why. What do you mean by that? If you remember, 5 years ago, the defendant kidnapped a young girl. He was chased onto a bridge, and it was there that he killed his hostage. And the police, the place where all of this occurred is, of course, Dusky Bridge. The very place where Sergeant Hawthorne arrested and handcuffed Mr. Follis. Returning to the scene of the crime. How nostalgic. Was the body of the victim discovered right away? Yeah, we were really on the ball. Found the criminal within 1 hour of the murder. It was great. We even got to say, "Don't move, we've got you surrounded." Wait a second. Isn't there something weird about that? Yeah, why didn't he drop the body in the river? The location was a suspension bridge up in the mountains. So how did they find out about the crime so quickly? That's also suspicious. Sergeant Hawthorne must have mentioned the phone call to someone else, right? That's what had happened. Then she wouldn't have been killed. She never mentioned the phone call from Mr. Follis, but she left a note on her desk about it. If only I had noticed it earlier, maybe she'd still be alive. I wonder why she didn't mention the phone call to anyone. And didn't it say mention it? Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. What about that? Mr. Fallis had a car, then. Well, that bridge is way up in the mountains, ma'am. The defendant and the victim both went up there by car. I mean, how else, right? What? You mean the defendant drove his own car? No, no, of course not. It was stolen. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light. Car thieves. I'm not sure how I feel about car thieves. Is this guy sure about how he feels about anything? This is a photo of the stolen car's trunk. Naturally, that's the body of Valerie Hawthorne in there. Why would he stuff the body in the trunk? I'm still can't get over that. Whoa, that doesn't look too comfortable. The victim, she was stabbed in the back, correct? Yeah. Ha. For some reason, men always seem to be stabbed in the back. Always seem to get stabbed in the back. We're talking about a woman here. You can't tell from this photo, but the knife was stuck in her back, nice and firm. The condition of the body when it was discovered is very important information. Detective, was there anything strange or noteworthy in the trunk of the car? Here's a photo of the trunk, but I don't see anything strange, do you? Anyway. Huh. I mean, I don't see anything suspicious. Other than the fact that the car was broken into. What did the defendant have to say about this photo? What he always says, ma'am. I didn't do it. I didn't do nothing. That's all he says. Nothing? I wouldn't say he did nothing. At the very least, we know he stole a car. That's just what he always says, Your Honor. And then, he always says... sorry, I told a little lie. Or something like that. Well, in any case, it seems he was caught and arrested. Precisely. Mr. Fallis was arrested at the police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain. That certainly is some impressive police work. Well, no, actually, it was way too close for comfort. We set up that checkpoint just after 5 p.m. We figured that Mr. Fallis might try to run. What do you mean it was too close for comfort? The two of them arranged to meet at 4:30 p.m. And it takes approximately 30 minutes to go from the bridge to the checkpoint. That was kinda close. Any later and Mr. Fallis could have slipped right by. Listen up, kitten. There's a big trap waiting for you in that testimony. Trap? Walk into it carelessly, and it'll leave you more than just a flesh wound. Uh-huh. No, it's not. Well, if you want to have any chance at all, you'd better get some more information. Going to get caught up in a trap, it's best to get caught early. You can always look for contradictions afterwards. The ever-famous contradictions, I sure hope I can find some of those. Unknown person, but it wasn't unknown. It was obviously flawless. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time and met with Mr. Flawless. That's when she was brutally murdered. The criminal stuffed her body into his car trunk and then tried to make a getaway. I feel like it has to be this. But what's wrong in this photo? I'm not really sure. I mean, it's pretty obvious that he broke open the trunk. Between 4 and 5 p.m. Wait, where's her white scarf? She's not wearing a white scarf. That's the contradiction. I already saved. Witness! What is it? Do you have something to say, Miss Faye? I'm sorry, I totally forgot what I was going to say. This is the first time I've ever had to actually address someone like that. Sure, you should have practiced before coming to court. Honestly, Miss Faye, I'm not sure I like this. Say there, little kitten, want a piece of my coffee candy? Candy? Well, you're still too young to be drinking real coffee. Grr. Come on, Mia. Shake it off, you're a lawyer. Detective! Yes, ma'am? This photo. You said there was nothing peculiar about it. Is that correct? Yeah, that's what I said. Well then, I suggest you take another look at the note written by the victim. The note? It very clearly says, wear white scarf for identification. The caller must have forgotten what the victim looked like, thus this special request. I have one very simple question for you, detective. Where is the white scarf? I can't seem to find it on this photo. Well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, ma'am. And you stopped there? You should have looked for it. Ah! The caller told her to wear it to identify herself, so I'd expect she did just that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this? I see the defense is a little lacking. The scarf you are searching so desperately for, is it this one, perchance? Ah. Where did you find that, sir? On Dusky Bridge. I was there first and decided to conduct my own investigation. Why? Why didn't you tell me? I made a decision to keep all pieces of evidence in my personal satchel. It's the safest place I know. That hotshot sure has a flair for the dramatic. It's not exactly white, as the caller requested, but as you can see, it's close enough for what it was intended for. It looks like it spent some time in the mud. Not surprisingly, it was drizzling on the mountain that day. Prosecutor Edgeworth. He was intentionally hiding that scarf the whole time. The court will accept the scarf into evidence. Worn by the victim at the time of the incident, found on Dusky Bridge. Now, if the attorney for the defense is finished embarrassing herself, I'd like to move on with the testimony. That is alright with you, isn't it, Miss Fay? Boy, would I like to wrap this scarf around his marmy little neck. Very good. Now if we're done with this mud-covered scarf business, prosecution moves to establish conclusively and with hard evidence that Miss Hawthorne and Mr. Fawless did indeed meet on that bridge that day. Further, we will show exactly what occurred there. That sounds quite promising. I can't wait to hear all about it. Everything is moving at his whim. Don't forget, kitten. There's a reason why everyone considers this kid a genius. Genius, huh? Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows the... I need to get some water after this. Do I see anything wrong with this image? There doesn't seem to be anything wrong. It's definitely raining. They're definitely wearing a scarf. And they're definitely on the bridge. It was drizzling that day. Unfortunately, it's a little hard to see what's going on. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. That must have been when the scarf fell off. Looking at this photo, you really get the sense that this bridge is very high up. That sounds important. But also, how would we stab the victim in the back if they're both facing each other? Wouldn't it make sense to stab the victim in the front? It is about a 40-foot drop from the bridge to the Eagle River down below. Mr. Edgeworth, who took this photo anyway? Let's just say it was a well-intentioned third party. Aha, a potential witness. So why isn't this person in the courtroom? Well, they said they absolutely did not want to testify. The person in question is very delicate, Your Honor. Besides, as long as we have this photo, we see no reason to compel them to testify. I'm not sure how I feel about that. So, as you can see, Terry Hollis had both the motive and the opportunity. I think it's quite clear at this point what happened on that bridge. Aha, the truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? Yes, it's quite obvious. He's clearly guilty. Not again, that's not fair. I haven't even done my cross-examination yet. What do you mean, Do 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 do. Accidentally? What does that mean? The victim is wearing a scarf in that photo, alright. So about the witness who took this photo. What was this person doing all the way up in the mountains? She was taking photos of wild flowers, apparently. There are many unusual types of flora on that mountain, Miss Faye. People in the area say it's because the spirits that live there. Spirits? Now that you mention it, this photo, this cloudy fog-like thing, is it a ghost? I don't believe it. No, Your Honor, no. I don't think it's a ghost. Drizzling, huh? That's right. There was a light rain coming down. The whole place was dreary. But not as dreary as the mood that's in the courtroom right now. Looks like a cold front just moved in. In any case... The point is that the area was quite damp. There was even some fog. I even slipped and fell while I was on the bridge. It was really something. Poor Gumshoe. Oh, someone said something in chat. Hi, Ty. 88. How are you? Criminal shot and the victim. I'm good. Getting back to playing this game some. This game's nice, it's pretty casual. I don't play many visual novel games. I mostly play like really hard, not casual games. And then like Minecraft. It's like the only casual game I have. Let's see. Victim was shown. How can you prove that? Is that part of the witness's testimony as well? Of course it is. He pushed the victim hard in the back, and she fell down right on her stomach. I remember that happening once myself. It was really... brutal? Brutal? I don't think that's how you say brutal. Thanks. Are you talking about seeing someone get pushed, or were you the one getting pushed? Or does it mean that you pushed someone down like that once? With his mind-boggling tales and the way he said brutal, I wonder if he's Canadian. Ha. Save your nasty look for the right person. Huh? Take a look. Poor baby. The court record seems to have wet itself. Hey, Watch where you spill your coffee. Court record, huh? What's going on in the court record? I don't see anything wrong with the court record. That must have been when the scarf fell off. So in other words, there was a struggle between the criminal and the victim, huh? That's what the witness said. Well, it looks like she didn't remember about the scarf. But from what she said, it sounded like a pretty violent fight, ma'am. The area was wet from rain, the bridge was probably wet too, which would explain why the scarf was all covered in mud, but there's something about this testimony that's still bothering me. Talk about a surprise, I had no idea there was a photo. So what do I do? You really still believe him? Mr. Crybaby, I mean? Of course I do. So the little kitten believes in fairy tales, huh? In that case, the answer is obvious. If what you believe is the truth, then that means that somewhere hidden in that testimony is a contradiction. One huge contradiction waiting to be discovered. That's your chance. Let's save. And I never asked about this one. Who is this eyewitness? She's a college student. A female college student? That's right. Meaning she's female and a college student, ma'am. She doesn't do well in front of other people, so I came to testify for her. Maybe so, but as the attorney for the defense, I have the right to cross-examine her. For the time being, we're not relying on the witness's statements. That is all. What is that supposed to mean? The prosecution has other, more decisive evidence. Our case doesn't rest on the vague testimony of a female college student. A female college student, eh? It means she's female and a college student, sir. You absolutely must hear her testimony. You'll have to give us a good reason why. Please tell us about the more decisive evidence in question. There's a contradiction. How did they do that? I mean, I already said that, like, right away. Like, how would you stab them from the back if they're not facing you? But how do you push them down from behind if they're facing you? Is that not it? Your Honor, what do you think of the witness's statement? I don't think anything of it. How about you? Guess I don't think anything of it either. Then we don't have a problem, but we do have a penalty. No. It's not the contradiction. Alright, I'm gonna be right back. Because I need to get some water. Sorry that took so long. My dad asked me to do something. Let's see. How would they shove them down and stab her in the back? Is that part of the witness's testimony as well? Of course it is. He pushed the victim hard in the back, and she fell down right on her stomach. Maybe something else will be the contradiction. How come she doesn't have any mud on her? That's another contradiction. I could try that one. Okay, that's it. So at the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct? Yeah, and fog too. It was so generally soggy. Just a generally soggy atmosphere. Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with the soggy atmosphere. But this is a photo of the victim's body that was found in the car trunk. Considering the conditions at the scene of the crime, something isn't right. Well, by all means, please enlighten us as to why what isn't right. What about this photo of whatever is not right? Her clothes. Naturally, the answer is right here. The victim's coat? As far as I can see, there is nothing strange about it. That's exactly what's strange. Recall the testimony. What were the conditions on the bridge that day? It was drizzling and foggy. Dusky Bridge was all wet. The victim really had fallen down on her stomach on top of the bridge. And the front of her coat should have been covered in mud. That's exactly right. The other day I fell on a muddy street and my gorgeous playoff beard was befouled. I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that doesn't mean that the top of the bridge itself was muddy. Objection! The scarf was muddy. If Your Honor had fallen in the shower instead of a muddy street. Your glorious hockey beard, pride of the legal league, would be wet, but not muddy. Fortunately, I have yet to test that. Still, your point is well taken. Can you prove that the surface of the bridge was muddy that day? The surface of the bridge, huh? I can. Okay. Thanks for stopping by, T. Or Ty. See you later. Ha, a real man wouldn't stand for a taunt like this. Neither would a real woman. Of course I can. Here's the evidence that proves the surface of the bridge was muddy. The evidence is this scarf. Ah. It should be obvious. The scarf fell onto the bridge and got this muddy. It means that the bridge was obviously covered in mud. No. I can't be outwitted by this novice bimbo. Hey, sing to you, buddy. Miss Faye's assertion makes perfect sense to me. I do admit that there appears to be a contradiction between the condition of the victim's coat and her scarf. However, the real question is, why is there a contradiction? Huh? For every contradiction, there exists an explanation. Let's look at what the explanation in this case may be, shall we? Alright, it's not like he's really giving me a choice here. Huh. You're doing pretty well for a little kitten. Mr. Armando, no matter what he says, a contradiction always comes down to a lie. It's either the victim, discovered in the trunk, the witness's photo showing the defendant and the victim, or the witness's testimony that stated she saw the moment of the murder. Just relax and think it over. It's pretty simple, isn't it? It can't possibly be the two photos. How can they be a lie? The false evidence, it's one of those three. What you just said now? What you said just now? I'm not sure I like that. That wasn't me, Your Honor. It was the coffee aficionado over here that said it. This court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip false evidence into the court. But we won't let him. We'll expose his evidence, the flimsy scam, as the flimsy scam it really is. Yes, the false evidence in the case is the... witness's testimony. Which means we have to get the witness to testify again. It's a no-brainer. Obviously, it's the witness that's suspicious. During his earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Now, is that testimony exactly what the witness claims to have seen? Yeah, that's what the witness told us. That testimony is filled with holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty at all. That's true. It's not just true, it's the truth. There was a truly decisive witness in this case. If there was a truly decisive witness in this case, I'm certain that boy wonder over there would have called them in the first place. Your Honor, the defense requests to cross-examine the eyewitness. The testimony presented so far is not only vague, but contradictory as well. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? Appears that we'll need to hear from your mystery witness after all. You should brace yourself for the brutal truth. Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness from the court. We are prepared to present our witness at any time. Very well. Please bring forth your witness at this time. What Mr. Edgeworth said kind of worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth? Now let's proceed with the testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, please go right ahead. Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution summons the woman who saw the events that day with her very own eyes. This is it, Mia. The battle begins here. Witness, what is your name and occupation? Not this chick again. Everyone is so silent that I can hear their hearts going pitter-patter. What was she from again? She was from the poisoning, right? Something happened. She had the poison bottle given to Phoenix. Oh. When I look at you, how can I put it? You look as scrumptious as a double and a dozen donut holes. I feel like I want to hurry up and hand down a verdict just to have a bite. Hey, not so fast. As I said before, this witness is very sensitive and delicate. That means we lose this case because she definitely does not get put in jail. Or we get close, but then there is a poisoning. Or something. Something happens to interrupt the court. I would ask the court to please exercise care when addressing her. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You are a true gentleman. Miss Fay, you could learn a lot from this man. He's such a gentleman. He sure doesn't act like one to me. Sir? Yes, my dear? This is my first time, so I'm sure I'll make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for all the trouble I might cause. Not at all. It's no trouble at all. Now then, may we please have your name and occupation? My name is, Melissa Foster. I'm a college student, a freshman in the literature department. You were on the scene when the unfortunate event occurred, correct? And you were the one who took this photo, is that accurate? Ah, how can you be so mean? Now see here, what are you shoving that in her face like that? Shoving that in her face like that? Huh? But it's just a photograph. It's not like it's something dangerous. Next time I'll be forced to penalize you. Uh-oh. I don't like the turn this has taken. Is she staring at me? And you would be? Huh? I'm the defense attorney. My name is Mia Fay. I see. So you are... Now then, young lady, could you please give us your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I'll do my best. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wild flowers. Then, I noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly, they just started fighting. That's when I hurried and took the photograph that shows the crucial moment. But you didn't. There's nothing there. They're just standing there. And right after that, I called the police. That's also not true. The police already knew about this. There's two contradictions in your testimony. Already. By the way, where were you standing when the incident occurred? I believe the map would be of help here. I was standing right over here. I was standing in a beautiful field surrounded by tall cliffs. If you took the photo from that location... So you took the photo from that location, eh? I brought the camera I was using at the time, just like Mr. Edgeworth asked me to. Ho ho ho, what a cute camera. It's just like its owner. Melissa Foster took the witness's photo with this. A small but powerful model. Alright then, Miss Faye, time for your cross-examination. But I warn you, make the witness cry again, and you'll feel the wrath of my gavel. Which contradiction should I go after first? Witness, when you said you took a photo of the crucial moment, is this what you mean? All I can see in this photo are two people facing each other. You testified you saw the two of them starting to fight. Normally that's the kind of thing we would refer to as a crucial moment. Why haven't you presented a photo like that? Well, you see, the photo we presented was the only one there was. But if you really wanted to capture the crucial moment, then what happened next? You must have taken a photo of it. My apologies, young lady, but Miss Faye's assertion is not without a certain amount of merit. He can certainly downplay a situation, can't he? I'm sorry. I'm a very bad girl. I used it all up. The film, I mean. You ran out of film? This photo was the last one. What? Unfortunately, that is the truth. I personally examined all the photographs she took that day. All the other photos are of the witness herself playing among the wild flowers. The witness herself? Then who took the photos? Well, you see, my camera has a timer feature built into it. So you took photos of yourself? I remember taking some photos of myself once too. Please, no details. Seems that Miss Faye's assertion was not so decisive after all. Wait, just a minute. Well, if she has no film left, she couldn't very well take more pictures, eh? Miss Foster, perhaps then you could tell us about a different sort of photo. Photos of the incident that you took with your very own eyes. Mr. Edgeworth, you're quite the poet. Very well then, let's get back to the cross-examination. Let's hear your thoughts on the fight that you witnessed. Yes, Mr. Judge. Boy, this guy is really a sucker for sweet talk. Ha. Looks like the other kitten in the room is the one that's getting all the attention. Yeah, it's sickening. The victim turned around and tried to run away, but she only got about 10 yards before she was stabbed in the back. Terry Fallis isn't the criminal. And there must be something strange in that girl's testimony. Be careful, kitten. That girl has the judge wrapped right around her little finger. You're going to have a tough time poking holes in that testimony of hers. Going to have to come up with something really good, Mia. Yards. That sounds significant. "10 yards would be enough to get to the car." That seems important. So you're saying Sergeant Hawthorne wasn't able to get away from him? Well, it's a narrow bridge, and it was swaying back and forth. If you ask me, both of them were in danger of falling off. I only wish I could have done something to help her. That seems to make sense. I wonder about that. Something seems kind of off. Ha, does it now? You have a good sixth sense. When you feel that something's off, that's when you need to figure out why. If Terry Fallis isn't the criminal, then there must be something strange in that girl's testimony. Be careful, kitten. That girl has the judge wrapped right around her little finger. I believe this contradicts this, right? Because if they were standing like here, that means they were able to run like off the bridge. Meaning they were not stabbed on the bridge. So let's start by trying to present this. I don't know if this is going to be the contradiction though. Witness, your testimony is a joke. Huh? What? But I just... Miss Fay, I thought I warned you not to make the witness cry. One short testimony and two bad contradictions. There's no possible excuse. You say there were 2 contradictions? It's simple. Just take a look at the diagram of the area. According to her testimony, the 2 of them were in the middle of the bridge. But if they were, and the victim had turned around, and tried to run. Oh wait. Yeah, the bridge, it's collapsed. I didn't even realize that. And anyway, like, how would she run? If she ran 10 yards, that's quite far. Well then, she would have hit a dead end. You said 10 yards, but she couldn't have ran even 5. Because Dusky Bridge is collapsed on that side. Ah. What does all this mean? It's very simple, Your Honor. This charming little witness told a charming little lie. That's all there is to it. This beautiful young lady has been lying to the court? Just a moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, it was very foggy that day. Maybe she just missaw or mistook what actually happened. Allow me to personally apologize for the confusion. What do you mean? There's one major mistake in this diagram. Oh, here we go. Updated diagram. What did you just say? What are you referring to? It's all because this diagram was made after the incident occurred. The very old bridge, we couldn't find any official blueprints of it. So you're saying... I'm saying that even though this bridge is currently in disrepair, there's no evidence that can prove that the bridge was broken during the incidents. That's ridiculous! You can't actually tell the condition of the bridge from this photo. I apologize to the court for not being more clear when I presented the evidence. Ha. That guy is good. Huh? What do you mean? He planned it from the beginning. He's a genius, alright. That diagram at the bridge was his insurance policy. What? That coward! Well, Miss Fay, it seems you've once again made a reckless accusation. I'm so sorry, I should have been more careful myself. No. It wasn't your fault at all. Now then, shall we go on with the trial? I'd like to establish once and for all what it was that the witness actually saw. Indeed. Alright, young lady. May I ask you to please proceed with your testimony? But it's so hard to go on. We're all on your side, Miss Foster. Even though I think her actual name is not Miss Foster. And it's actually... Dahlia. I don't actually remember her real name, but that sounds like what her real name is. There's no need to worry, just tell us what you saw. Yes, sir. Running from the crime. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked up her up in his arms. Then he carried her over to the car. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. Contradiction? He could have thrown it in the river. No body was ever recovered from that river. And he would have known that, because he was accused of murdering on that bridge before. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm the only one supposed to talk about what I saw. Witnessing such violence must have been difficult. Yes, sir, I'm still shaking up. If he accepts this testimony as it is, we're finished. Don't say that. Oh well, maybe I'll stop off at my favorite cafe on the way home. They make a really great mocha latte. This trial isn't over yet. Ha, that's what I like to hear. Alright, Miss Fey, your cross-examination, if you please. The contradiction is staring at you right in the face, Mia. Go on and attack. On the attack. You mean the defendant carried the body all by himself? Yes. Considering the size of the defendant, I don't think it would be difficult. Yes, but let's remember they were on a narrow bridge that was ready to collapse. Is it even possible for him to have carried a dead body on a bridge like that? Well, the fact of the matter is that he did. That kind of talk is just silly. Wow, why did he get so emotional all of a sudden? Miss Fey, if you think there's some other possibility, please share it with the rest of us. Oop. No thanks, I'm good. I mean, there's not really much point in timing them out. They don't reuse them. If they were to reuse them, it would kind of defeat the purpose because most of them are banned. Anyways. Let's focus on what's going on in this case. That contradicts the evidence. Let's see if this actually works. I feel like it wouldn't, but because it's not really saying much, it's just like a soft contradiction. It does work, though. The killer not wanting his victim to be found, I can understand that. However, the idea of moving the body for that purpose is clearly odd. There was a much easier way to make sure the body wasn't found. Well, what is it? Take another look at the map of the area and you'll see how. There's a river right below the bridge. Earlier, Mr. Edgeworth pointed out something interesting about the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered. Ah. In the kidnapping case 5 years ago, the victim's body was carried away and never found. If 10 murders were to occur at the same spot above the Eagle River, you can bet your boots that every other killer would have tossed the body in the water. Order, order, order. I'm not sure if I care for the way you put that, Miss Fay, but I must admit, it does seem odd not to have thrown the body into the river. Oh, well, Mr. Edgeworth? How sad. Perhaps Miss Fay would do well to try taking a dip in the river herself. After all, you claim to be such an expert in the ways of nature. What is this? What are you talking about? My point is that no matter how odd you may find the killer's method of body disposal, the fact is that this is what the killer did. None of your arguments have anything to do with what the witness saw. Quite true. Miss Fay, it seems that your assertion is without merit after all. But what the witness claims to have seen is totally ridiculous. Surely you can't deny that the body was found in the trunk of the car. That's certainly consistent with what the witness had told us. Ugh. Please, witness, go on with your testimony. I'll try. All you have to do is tell us only what you saw. Otherwise, the mean lady might yell at you again. Who is he talking about? Alright, I'll do my best. I'm guessing she testified a little bit more on what actually happened. To Edgeworth. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Then he carried her over to the car. The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw. Why would he have to break into the trunk? He already stole the car. Something seems off there. What did the man do then? Well, naturally, he got in the car and was about to flee. That's when I came to my senses. Said to myself, you have to call the police. So that's when you called the police? You're sure that you saw all that with your own eyes? Yes, I'm 100% certain. It would match the fact that he did break into the trunk, though, as that looks pretty damaged. Maybe I'm missing some more crucial evidence in her earlier testimony. Are you saying that the victim didn't fall down on the bridge? Actually, maybe she did fall. Of course she didn't fall down on the bridge. If she had fallen down, this photo wouldn't make any sense. If that was the case, her coat would have been all muddy. If you don't mind, I was asking the witness. No need to be so rude. Well, young lady? Of course she didn't fall down. The man in the prison uniform grabbed her before she could. Ha, we're one step too slow. And then, what did the defendant do after that? You personally witnessed that? Yes. Did anything strange happen when he did that? Well, I don't know if you'd call it strange or not, but that's when the victim's scarf fell off. You mean this scarf? Her words match what we found at the scene. I don't see any problem. Why do you say that? It's already a broken down bridge hidden away in the mountains. Doing anything more to hide the corpse would be going overboard, wouldn't it? Yes, but that mountain is famous among hikers. A surprising number of people go up there. But it's February, right? And it was raining that day, correct? There is also a small temple and a channeling dojo there. You know those monks, they just love cold, isolated places. I think the witness is trying to say that the corpse could have been found at any time. Besides, the witness is merely reporting what she witnessed with her own eyes. And you're absolutely certain that it was my client who was carrying the body. Well, he was wearing a prisoner's uniform, but as for his face, you're saying you didn't get a clear look at his face. Well, they were far away and it was raining as well. I thought I was only supposed to say exactly what I saw. Excellent. You're a remarkably honest young woman. Something about this testimony is bothering me, but what? Hey kitten, have you ever put salt in your coffee? No? Why would I? Why not? Huh? May actually go better with coffee than sugar, right? Listen, my point is, if you're not sure, you might as well add a ton of salt to it. It might bring out the rust in something, like a piece of evidence. He's right, Mia. Go present something. You've got nothing to lose. By the way, I wouldn't put salt in my coffee. The two don't go well, after all. It was found on Dusky Bridge, though. I don't think this really contradicts anything but what she said afterwards. But let's see what happens. Your Honor. No, that's not. Was it this one? No. Okay, that doesn't work. Man, this is hard with such little evidence. What did the man do then? How did you call the police? I can present this, but I don't see the contradiction. He obviously did break into the car, but maybe I have something else to say about it. Your Honor, what do you think of the witness's statement? I don't think anything of it. How about you? How come when I present this, I get a different one? This evidence established that the defendant is lying, right? Don't ask me to confirm your facts. That definitely changed, so that's definitely not it. So it's not the scarf. It's not the photo of the car. Isn't your name Dahlia? Your name's definitely Dahlia. I'm not sure what to pursue now. I don't think it can be the victims, no. Let's just read her answers here again. That is strange. It's gotta be that one, right? But it wouldn't let me present the scarf. Did we ever get a good picture of his face? No. It's not very helpful. This is not easy. How did you know the car was stolen? Let's start with that contradiction. I'm not sure what I'm injecting, but it works. Well, Miss Foster, it looks like you've done it this time. Done what? Made a crucial mistake. A crucial mistake? Like what, Miss Faye? The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. How did she know that it was this car was stolen? You're saying you saw that, right? With your very own eyes? Yes, and? It's simple, Miss Foster. Take a look at the diagram. The place you claim to have taken the photo from that day is here. Oh, so they can't see around that ledge. So how did they know? I was like, how can they even see the bridge from here? But they apparently can see the bridge, but they definitely can't see the car then. I kind of forgot that they were there also. Do you see what I mean? Even if you tried to see the car, this outcropping of rock is directly in the way. Ah! That's right, Miss Foster. Or should I say, Dahlia Hawthorne. From where you were standing, you could not have possibly seen the killer's car. Ah! I admit that the diagram shows a large outcropping of rock, but there's no way to prove that it was there during the during the murder. There could have been an avalanche. However, it isn't so tall that it would stop her from seeing the car. That's right. It's not high at all. I was able to see his car just fine. I'm so sorry, but that just doesn't wash. I believe it was the witness who presented this as evidence to the court, yes? This is the location that the photo was taken from. Your own photo tells the whole story. you can clearly see the left side of the bridge. But the outcropping that is being referred to is really more like a cliff. Ah! Your view should have been completely cut off by this cliff. But you still claim to have been able to see the killer's car. No! Order! Order in the court! What is the meaning of all this ballyhoo? Your Honor, don't jump to any hasty conclusions. The fact that the escapee fled in a stolen car was reported on the news. After witnessing a murder, I'm sure you can appreciate that the witness was very upset. She must have heard about the stolen car and convinced herself that she saw it. But she was repeatedly warned before starting her testimony. She was told to testify only about what she saw with her own eyes. Oh. Mr. Judge? What is it? I think I must have remembered things wrong. Hey, wait a minute. You can't just say that. Miss Faye, no one on the face of the planet is perfect. Yes, indeed. Quite true. You know what they say. To err is human. To forgive, divine. I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to our witness here. What? That's not fair! Ha. Save the tears for later, kitten. Mr. Armando, don't look back until the trial is over. Now is the time to go forward. But that wasn't fair. Okay, kitten, you need to relax. Then you need to remember the other kitten's testimony. The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. So tell me, how did she know that? How did she know that he broke into the trunk? Aha. Well, Miss Foster, until you can explain how you knew that, you're going to have a lot of very suspicious people on the side of the courtroom. Well, witness? Well, I'm certain he broke into the trunk because there was marks left on the trunk lid. I'm certain they were scratch marks from when he broke into it. What? Let me see that photo. It's true. These certainly look like scratch marks around the keyhole. It's obvious that this trunk has been broken open. Well, Miss Faye, are you satisfied? Not at all. The judge is on her side. Can't make any mistakes here. What she just said. There's a contradiction in there somewhere. There doesn't seem to be a contradiction. But what could I provide as the contradiction? I'll buy it. Worst that could happen is I take 2 damage. Something about it still doesn't feel right, but okay, I guess I'm satisfied, sort of. I hope this has cleared up any doubts. Indeed, I believe it has. Hey kitten, there's no time to play around. Huh? Overlooking such a huge contradiction, what am I gonna do with you? Contradiction? Oh, it wasn't my imagination after all. Very well, let's move on to the next. Just a minute. What is it now, Miss Faye? I've got a big problem with what this witness said. I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't change your mind every 5 seconds. Alright. Melissa Foster. If that's your real name. It looks like you finally betrayed yourself. What? You said you were in a field taking photos of wild flowers, but even so, you knew about the scratches. Question is, when? When did you get a chance to see those scratches? Finally! I finally got her! Huh. I'm getting pretty tired of waiting over here. That is true. How did she see them in the pouring rain and fog and being so far away and there being a huge cliff in the way? How? That is a contradiction. I'm getting pretty tired of waiting over here. Then perhaps it would be faster if Miss Faye explained herself. Your Honor, there's only one possible explanation. She's in on it. The reason the witness has seen scratches was she happened to be passing by. She put the corpse in herself. She is the owner of the car. She put the corpse in herself. OMG. I'm gonna go with that one. That one sounds like the most incriminating. There's only one way that the witness had the chance to see those scratches. Yes, what is it? Naturally, when she opened the trunk and stuffed the corpse in herself. The person who really hid the body in the trunk of that car was Melissa Foster. It was you that did it, wasn't it? That's ridiculous. I could never. It was the man in the prison garb. He's the one that... I don't think so, Miss Foster. If Mr. Fawless had been the one that put the corpse in the trunk, he would have simply used the car key. There is no need to break it open. Yeah, that's the contradiction I was thinking of. Why did he break it open? Because he already stole the car. But he stole the car. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light, which means that the key would have still been in the ignition. Oh, I see. Thank you for telling us about the scratches, Miss Foster. Without that, we never would have uncovered the truth. That it couldn't have been Mr. Fawless that put the body in the trunk. No! Preposterous! To even suggest the witness put the body in there. If that were true, then how do you explain the photo that she took? The corpse could only have been put in the trunk when the incident occurred. She has a timer. And we already know that at the time she was taking photographs. Now's your chance, Mia. Finish this thing. On the contrary, I'm not so certain about that anymore, Mr. Edgeworth. There's no need to think too deeply about it. What I'm saying is the shutter for this may not have been pushed by Miss Foster herself. What was that? Take that. Let's take another look at this camera and see what features it has, shall we? It has a timer built into it. Even a mini tripod. Why, it's almost as if she had brought this camera just to take this picture. What are you trying to say then, Miss Faye? That when the crime occurred, Miss Foster wasn't in the field, as she claimed? Well, if she really did use the camera's auto-timer, then the answer is yes. She was somewhere else. Exactly, she was not in the field. Would the defense please explain further? Listen, this is a crucial point. Where was Miss Foster when the incident occurred? And answering that question will also make clear Miss Foster's true identity. Well then, please answer this question. Where was Melissa Foster when the incident occurred? She was in the car? No, there's no way she could have been in the car. Was she on the bridge? No. Was she on this side of the bridge? I have no idea where she could be. I'm gonna go up here. Naturally, the witness was standing right here. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Before pointing out where the witness was standing, Miss Faye would do something herself. Where the witness is standing, Miss Faye should do something herself. She should figure out where she stands, if you catch my drift. Oh, don't worry, the drift was certainly caught. Yes, failure is an excellent opportunity for growth. I can't access the court record from here. She was behind them. Naturally, the witness was standing right here. Where could she be standing? I'm not sure where she would be standing. She could be standing anywhere. She could be on the other side of the bridge. Where could she possibly be standing? She could have been standing here. She could have been standing on the cliff. That could actually be where she was standing, because she did say she could see right over it. Where could she possibly be standing? I really don't know. Right here? In these bushes. Hmm. I still am not sure where she could possibly be standing. She could have been standing behind these bushes. I have no idea where she could be standing. She could be standing in these bushes, for all I know. In the car? Did I already try that? I feel like I already tried that. Naturally, the witness was right here, I think. The spot where the defendant's car was. Yes, she had to put the body in the trunk before the defendant returned. You don't mind if I ask one teeny-weeny question, do you, Miss Faye? Uh-oh, he's got that condescending tone in his voice. If she put the body in the trunk at that time, as you suggest, that must mean that Valerie Hawthorne was already dead at that point, correct? Indeed. Please take a look at the top of Dusky Bridge. It certainly looks to me like the victim is still alive. Am I mistaken? If Valerie Hawthorne was already dead, then who is this? The mountain is famous for spirits, so maybe you think it was a ghost of the victim? Well, it could have been a spirit, right? Miss Faye, don't waste the court's time with this kind of foolishness. Anyway, I still maintain that the witness was in a different place at the time. Are you certain? Yes, I am certain, more or less. Oh, come now, Miss Faye. Well then, please answer this question. She was acting as the victim. But that's where the victim, Miss Hawthorne, was standing. That's actually the answer. It was an imposter the whole time. Naturally, the witness where the victim, Miss Hawthorne, was standing. Order, order, order! Miss Faye, what on earth? Your Honor, if I may. After parting with the victim on the bridge, the defendant fled by car. But this would mean that there was no time to put the victim in the trunk. In other words, if someone put the body in the trunk, it could have been before the defendant met the victim. How asinine! Of course Mr. Fallis met with the victim. The only person with the opportunity to have put the victim in the trunk is the same man that killed her, Terry Fallis. You still don't understand, do you, Mr. Edward? By the time the witness's photo was taken, the victim was already dead. The person in that photo was not Valerie Hawthorne. What? I've never heard anything more ridiculous in my entire life. Then who exactly is the victim in this photo? It's obvious, isn't it? It's your own witness. What? It's the only possible explanation. The woman that Mr. Fallis met on the bridge that day was not Valerie Hawthorne. It was you, Melissa Foster. Or should I say... Wait a second. They won't let me access the court record. Me? Isn't she Dahlia Hawthorne? That means they're related. I just realized that Something suspicious is going on here. Me? Let's remember that it was raining and foggy on the mountain that day. Mr. Fawless himself believed that the woman in front of him was Valerie Hawthorne. But the defendant knew Valerie Hawthorne very well. After all, she was the woman whose testimony helped get him convicted. But since then, my client has spent 5 hard years in federal penitentiary. He couldn't remember exactly what she looked like anymore. You are just making this up as you go along. Where's your proof? I've got it all right here. This piece of evidence will blow this case wide open. At the time of the incident, Mr. Fawless had forgotten what Valerie Hawthorne looked like. From the victim's note. Mr. Fawless had forgotten the victim's face. That's why he needed some piece of identification, namely, this muddy scarf. Ah, it was Mr. Fawless who requested that she wear this scarf to identify herself. That's already been proven by the note the victim left. In other words, as long as you were wearing a scarf like he's asked, anyone could have pretended to be Valerie Hawthorne. Well, what do you have to say to that, Melissa Foster? No. Where's Miss Foster? She's collecting herself in the lobby. Don't let her get away. Someone's going to get poisoned. It's obvious that Melissa Foster did it. Or should I say, Dahlia Hawthorne. She hid the body in the trunk and disguised herself as the victim. She set up a camera to snap a fake photo of them together. The only question is, why did she do it? Well, isn't that obvious? She's the real culprit. Ha. Well, we'll have to wait for Miss Foster to compose herself before we start again. Till then, this court is in recess. The defense and the prosecution are both to wait in their respective lobbies. Yes, Your Honor. Understood. Very well, this court is in recess. It's kind of an odd save point. Alright, I'd love to keep going. But it's getting kind of late. So I think I'm gonna end my stream there and we'll pick it up next time. See ya.